Smart, very funny. Put your hands together for Catye Palomino! Good evening. My name is Catye Palomino, and recently I was watching a documentary about fast food in America and its origins in America. I was talking about how cheap burger and fries prices were originally, and the number of people that were attending all of these fast food restaurants. And I was surprised they didn't say anything about the father of fast food. I didn't mention that at all. So came to the conclusion, just like most people, if I want to find out who the father is, I'm going to have to watch Maury. I recently was reading an article about different words that represent the word horny around the world. And of course, I always find the word that they use in England, randy, I find that word the most humorous to me, only because in America, most of the people I know named Randy make me the opposite of horny. Maybe that's just me. I don't know if you guys heard this, but the CEO of Apple recently announced that he's gay. It's true. Well, it turns out Samsung is also going to have their CEO announce that he's gay. Only theirs is going to be thinner, come in multiple colors, and come with 100 free anytime minutes. So that's good. You guys probably heard too that one of the Duggar daughters got married recently. You know the Duggars, 19 and counting, right? They have like 1 million kids, or I guess 19. They have, anyway, one of their daughters got married, and it's exciting stuff, and I'm happy for her, and I hope that she learns the lesson her mom never learned, which is that this is a vagina, not a clown car, right? So when I'm not telling jokes or, to be honest, running from the law, I'm a teacher. I find that I spend half of my day as a teacher repeating myself. I find that I spend half of my day as a teacher repeating myself. I teach high school. I find that teaching high school is just like being in high school, only this time I'm cool and popular. I teach social studies. Thank you. That's the same enthusiasm I get from my students. I used to teach junior high social studies, and I'll tell you, junior high, let's be honest, we've all been in junior high. It's not at all about learning, right? It's about getting students through with as little humiliation as possible, right? And when I say as little humiliation as possible, I think the students took that to mean as little showering as possible. Those kids stink. There's a reason why they don't make a Yankee Candle called junior high. There's a good reason for that. So I had a student, speaking of kids who didn't shower, I had a student whom every day wore the same thing. And I don't mean a variety of the same thing, the same thing. He wore sweatpants and a cat sweatshirt. And I thought, that's probably not helping his junior high experience. So I decided I would say something to his parents about that when I met them at conferences, and I realized who they were right away when they came in, because they were wearing sweatpants and cat sweatshirts. I'm not kidding, it's a true story. It was worse than I thought, though, because the mom, as she got closer to me, I could see her sweatshirt, and it said, "My cat, my best friend." That's when I knew her son would never have any friends. It wasn't just a junior high thing. You know, teaching junior high is easy. You tell a few jokes, you give them some Skittles, they love you. High school, on the other hand, they love Skittles, they love jokes, and as one of my students said, they like it when you reel with them. But they are also the first ones to tell you when you've done something really lame. The beginning of this school year, I was explaining to them on the first day of school that I'm sure they don't immediately think that social studies is their favorite class, but that it was only a matter of time before they'd probably think this class was the bomb diggity, or whatever you kids say these days. And I heard a kid in the back whisper quietly, "Not bomb diggity," which is a great way to start the school year, in my confidence. I find that people who are not connected to schools or who haven't been in school for a while really have no idea what schools are like these days. There are lots of differences. For example, technology. Technology is everywhere, which you think would be a good thing, but honestly, smart boards, yes. Smartphones, yes. Smart kids, no. No, you would think they'd be smarter because they have this technology and all this information at their fingertips, but what they're really using the technology for, of course, is to retweet celebrity photos and to take a quiz to see which breakfast food they're most like. Right? Not exactly a good use of time. When I was in high school, the biggest technology distraction that my teacher had was that kid in the corner typing boobs in his calculator, right? Hell, that's what they did to distract us back then. I tell you too, kids these days also have no problem at all making out right in front of their teacher. I mean, seriously, there is all kinds of making out up and down the hallway all the time. When I was in high school, we would make out in the... When I was in high school, kids who had someone to make out with would make out in the back corner. They would hide. These kids are practically conceiving children right in front of us. You can only tell them so many times to stop before you're just like, whatever. It's worse when they're leaving to go to class, because then they stand there and hug each other so tightly. You look up and down the hallway at these hugs and it looks like someone's about to leave for war. The ship's about to sail. And it's all I can do to not say, you're not leaving for the war, you're just leaving for biology, okay? You'll probably see each other in 55 minutes or sooner on the Snapchats, right? You know, I find too that there are unfortunately still bullies in school, but the good news is that older kids, big kids that take money from little kids, at least these days they take a debit card, which is good news. I mean, who carries cash really anymore? I'll leave you with this. I also teach a current issues class. I'm qualified to teach that class because I currently have issues. So do my students, so it just kind of teaches itself, right? No, we talk about immigration, we talk about same-sex marriage, abortion. In fact, we were talking about abortion one day, and one of my students said, Ms. Palomino, what is it about abortion that gets people so crazy? What is that issue that makes everybody so upset? And I really thought that was an intelligent question coming from a 20-year-old sophomore. And I said, well, the thing is that people can't agree on when life begins. Some people believe life begins at conception. Some people believe life begins at birth. And I said, and there's a whole different school of thought that you don't hear much about, and those are people who believe that life begins at retirement. Catye Palomino. Thank you.